Hello, Matt. How are you today?
Hello, hello, hello. I feel amazing today, thank you. And you?
I'm feeling amazing too.
That's very good. That's very good. So, so hello, hello, hello all in PowerPass, your ticket to greatness. Today, Hakiel and I, Mati, will be speaking about something that is quite important, I believe, for every person, because we'll be speaking about life and relationships and the feeling of lack. There's many of people who are able to be with someone, but yet they feel alone. There are many of people who, even living in the forest, secluded somewhere in the cave, they still don't feel alone, don't feel loneliness or alone. So how it works? Why do some people feel really, really lonely even when they are amongst crowds? And why there's that some people feel amazing by themselves? How
Mhm.
does it work?
Okay, so I believe that the question that you asked, it really involves a concept that we have to go through this. That is the emotional needs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because of course, according with our emotional needs, you can feel more or less abandoned. Okay, and this is exactly the key word, abandonment, to lead our life today, because it's very easy when you suffer of this pain that you are always feeling the lack of something. Always. You can't run away. Because let's go through steps to understand this abandonment. The abandonment has an origin that it happens between the first month of life until 12 months. Okay.
Okay.
So in that phase, the baby is totally dependent, okay, of the person that cares
Mm-hmm.
him. Yeah. So what happens by that time? By that time, the way for the baby express something, it's through the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if he gets scared, he cries, and of course the noise is through the mouth. If he's angry, he needs to eat. He needs to be fed by his mouth. So the mouth here really gains an importance, very relevant. And even this importance is going exactly to build up the relationship with the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is, I think, in a very simple way to resume exactly how the things start.
Yeah.
So, of course, all of us, we feel some kind of abandonment, but many of us, of course, feel this abandonment in a massive way, bigger than others.
Mm-hmm.
And when you feel this abandonment, it's very easy for you to feel the lack of something in your life or in your relationships. How then this can be lived in the real life? When
Mm-hmm.
we are adults, what are we going to do exactly? So you have a movement that it's like the person has a lot of things. Even you can imagine this in a context of a relationship. So the partner helps a lot. The partner is very kind, is amazing, all that. Even with all this offer from the partner, she or he will say something like, but he doesn't do this like I asked him to do, or
Mm-hmm.
like I asked her to do. So the needs are not met.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then you have another kind of movement that it's very interesting too, that it's something like you can offer everything to the person, and the person will say something like this: well, you take me out for dinners, you pick me up when I finish my job, my work, you do all that. However, you don't wash your clothes. And because he doesn't wash the clothes, I don't want you at all. Because if the washing clothes is so essential, that even opens hand of everything to don't focus more in the lack of the things that in her inner world she's feeling.
So let me repeat it if I understood it properly.
Yes.
Sometimes it might happen that when the person created this feeling of abandonment, this feeling of lack, they very often, even when they receive a lot, when they have more than enough, they are focusing on the things that bothers them, and they choose to separate themselves from the other people in order of because they are fearing of feeling being abandoned again, or because the feeling of lack is so predominant of what they are not receiving.
Yes.
So yeah, but it's very obviously it's unhealthy. But how can a person start working through it and understand, like, okay, hold on a second, I'm receiving everything that I could dream about, and there's one small thing that bothers me. How can I transform it? How can I release and heal this feeling of
Yes.
lack?
Okay, so let's go by steps again. By the time that this pain is starting to build up, what is exactly getting tensioned and where the energy is getting stuck is in this area, okay? Mouth and here.
And
Okay.
throat, yeah.
So this is connected with what? With your expression. Okay. So in the moment that this person has a huge pain of abandonment, you have two options. Or the person is a person that expresses a lot, that cries a lot, that touches a lot, that wants to talk a lot, and she's quite okay. However, she's creating all this movement to have the attention from the others. Okay. And in this case, she's quite balanced. All right. However, when, for example, through her childhood, she wanted to cry, and the mom said to her, you are not allowed to cry. This is not the right moment. Okay. So this crying that was not allowed by that time gets concentrated in this area. And then it's very easy for you to find this kind of person, for example, in a relationship or at work, listening something that she doesn't like and she doesn't reply back.
Yes, cannot express herself. Yeah.
She doesn't say, because it's like she doesn't feel brave enough or confident enough to say what she wants to say. So because she didn't express, what is going to happen? She's going to search food. It's very connected. The pain of abandonment and the craving of
The
food,
comfort. Yeah.
it's very connected, because again, as I explained before, was the mouth that got used to express and to get the things and even to try to express the needs. So the adult is going exactly to try to supply, to break this need, this lack, with food. With food, with or for example with smoking, something that she needs
Something
to put in her
connected
mouth.
with mouth orally. Yeah.
Yes. So to release. And it's quite curious that you are talking also about that. And this was also the reason because this subject came to me, because right now I'm exactly working in a workshop, but it's in Portuguese, that is going exactly to do the body work to release the tensions in the different areas. And as I say to you, so for instance, in this area, it's very important, for example, to shout, okay? Isolate yourself and shout as much as you can. Okay? For example, this is one of the exercises that you can do because it releases here all the tensions from this area.
Yes.
Okay? And every time that in your life you don't acknowledge this lack that you feel, you are going exactly to try to stop it in some way. And many times even you don't know what is missing. It's like it's a feeling that you are not at ease. You are always finding that is missing something. And this becomes an issue because then it's like you look at your life and you cannot find exactly the good things that are in there and look at them and say, yes, okay, I have all these. No, when you have this mindset of lack, you are going exactly to look at that and you will continue to see that, okay, yes, I have all that, but I don't have this or that.
Yeah.
And you are going to focus exactly in what is missing.
Yes, but.
Because you can't, because you still are not acknowledging this pain of abandonment.
Yeah.
Because, and look, because the movement, it's quite curious because the most part of the times, people can understand that they feel abandoned, especially, for example, when they have or they face a breakup, yeah, or they have some kind of separation of something that they leave, they change jobs, something happens, yeah, and then they feel this lack. There is something lacking. However, they don't look at them exactly in how they are abandoning themselves. Because the big issue is exactly in this layer. Because look, if they are trying exactly that the others just meet their needs, it's because they are not meeting their needs.
Yes.
And when you have this abandonment pain so big and so dominant in your life, it's very important that you exactly focus in the expression, because it's your strength, it's your power. It was there that you got stuck, true, but this is the reason, because you built so much energy in this area, that is exactly where you have your strength. So the strength for the pain of abandonment is exactly to express, communicate, talk. Don't feel fear of ringing to a friend and just go out with this person.
Releasing the throat chakra.
Yes, yes. So it's really important that even this person allows herself to cry, again, needs to express, to release. And even, for example, when the person starts to make these movements, she doesn't need so much food.
Yes.
So many times what happens is that they start to lose weight.
It's the tension, the energy that it's accumulated in the throat and in the mouth that it's not released. It's creating tension. It's creating like a pressure. And then this is this kind of emotional pressure that it's not being fulfilled. Therefore, people reach for something to fulfill this kind of emotion, and stimulating throat and mouth in a way helps, temporary helps. That's why smoking, eating,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that it's connected with satisfying these parts. And so, yeah, you're very right. When you will start releasing this energy, when you will start easing the accumulated blockages and releasing the throat chakra, it will start unlocking your expression, yourself, speaking the truth, speaking your values, and creating also healthy boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Because there is another thing that I would like to mention, because in that period that I mentioned that this pain was developing, you are expecting that the other that looks after you guesses your needs. So
Mm-hmm,
you internalize that. And this
mm-hmm,
gives you another power, another strength. So it gives you the power of start to guess the feelings of the others and their needs. So
mm-hmm,
usually people with this pain of abandonment are actually good empaths.
mm-hmm,
They really can look at someone and understand the emotion.
mm-hmm,
The thing is that usually they don't know how to recognize the strengths on them.
mm-hmm. Yes, it happens. Recently, I finished working with a client that had exactly the fear of being abandoned, but it wasn't manifesting as purely the fear of being abandoned, but the fear of being excluded.
Mm-hmm.
So excluded from any kind of groups, any kind of social gatherings, any kind of events. And so whenever this kind of event was happening, the person chose to exclude himself from the group in order not to be excluded. However, this person was invited by many groups, by many people, yet no, refusing because of the fear of the manifestation. And also the comfort eating was a manifestation
Mm-hmm.
of this fear. So exactly, the expression and throat chakra, by working with it and releasing it, and also by working with the inner child, I
Mm-hmm.
found that's very helpful in going back to the events and easing and soothing the emotional pain and trauma that was created
Mm-hmm.
in that
Be-
period of time.
yeah, because of course you have always the information stored in layers. So you have
Yes.
layers and layers and layers of information. And of course, because as I said before, if you, when you were a child, you were not allowed to cry, you got this information.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy later on that you have the need to cry and you stop it
Yes.
because of that information that was given to you. And in this way, it's like you just cut your expression.
Mm-hmm.
And then many times you can find yourself as adult in situations that, for example, you find yourself shouting very easily at someone when you are upset because
Yes.
again you couldn't communicate before, so now that you really could release, then you are just expressing yourself shouting,
Mm-hmm.
and then it plays against you again because you are going to say what, I didn't need to shout, and I was
Yes.
shouting here, and I'm so stupid, and I can't express myself, and I can't talk about myself because in this way, if I'm shouting, I cannot be validated and respected by the other. Even sometimes there are people that can hear you shouting and they just leave. Yeah, because you have these in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
There is one that starts to shout, and the other just leaves. That's
Mm-hmm.
it, because can't cope with that, and
Yeah.
it's okay. But usually you have exactly to understand are the emotional needs that are playing here, because one has the emotional need of expressing themselves and is not be attended, and the other has the emotional need of, for instance, being left in his own world, and the other that is shouting is not allowing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, this is an emotional need.
Yes.
Of being alone. So this is going exactly to answer you in your first question, why there are some people that they can be secluded in a mountain and feel totally okay with that. And there are people that are surrounded of many people, but even like that, they feel abandoned.
Amazing. Thank you for responding for that question. And so it came to me now, one of the most important things, how can we help people who are in relationships, who are having this kind of fear of being abandoned, fear of being excluded, and how can we start opening their consciousness in a way to allow them to express themselves a bit more and a bit trusting to themselves and to their partners?
Yeah. So people that they have this pain of abandonment, they really have to acknowledge that they have to communicate, they have to express, they have to gather with people. They are social. Every time that a person with this need of abandonment is getting stuck at home, because what happens many times is I'm putting weight on, so I don't feel comfortable to go out, so I isolate myself, and then the pain of abandonment even escalates more.
And then I am right to feel this pain.
Yeah. So for exactly to start to come out of this pain, just go and feel and don't stop your expression. Go and talk. If you have a problem, go and talk to someone. Don't keep it for yourself, because if you are keeping it for yourself, you are abandoning yourself, period. People, for example, also with this fear that then cannot express in the best way, if you don't practice, it will be always an issue for you. So then you will never feel ready exactly to communicate your needs or your demands. So it's also good that they focus in their strengths, because remember, if the area that I mentioned is the mouth, so the mouth is exactly to communicate. They are great, for example, to establish a lot of different conversations inside of one. So imagine the person starts to talk about dogs and suddenly remembers about her godmother, starts to talk about her godmother, then remembers that her godmother is a painting of Velasquez at home, and starts to talk about painting. And this is exactly a strength, because they were born to communicate these ideas. They were born exactly to create the connection even with the others. So if you can create this connection with the others, you will not feel abandoned. That's it.
Yes, exactly. So the easiest solution is to express yourself. It is to allow
Yes.
yourself to express yourself, to speak, to talk, to express yourself in many different forms in a way that allows you to create a connection with other person. Because the moment you will feel that you are connected with someone or with a group of people, there's no more space for the feeling of abandonment. There's no more space for the fear of being abandoned, because you have the skill to communicate. That's in a way, that's why this trauma was created, to give you and to teach you the skill how to communicate with others and create these deep and meaningful connections. So yeah, you're not a victim. You are a powerful superhero.
No, exactly. Because usually the pain of abandonment, even it's responsible for what usually people call the childish behaviors. Okay? because it's like they can behave in a very childish way
Yes.
because it is the reality. And again, because they are not expressing exactly in their strength.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they are still crying to see if someone comes and
Yeah.
cuddle them,
Yeah.
you know. And it's really important that the movement here is also to look at the empathy that they naturally have, because they forget about these details. It's like
Mm-hmm.
they feel too much,
Mm-hmm.
and then they think that they don't fit the world, and then the world is not ready for them
Yeah.
and cannot embrace them.
And that's not true. That's
No,
totally not true.
no.
The truth is something totally opposite because of your great empathy, because of your great ability to feel what feel others.
Mm-hmm.
You are in the right place in the right time, and you are a superhero because you can help by communicating with others to heal others and to heal yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So let's sum up our today's
Mm-hmm.
conversation by saying that if you are afraid of being abandoned, if you are afraid of being alone or excluded, it might mean that somewhere in your past, in early childhood, you haven't received a certain emotion, a certain attention that was necessary for you. And then it created a behavioral patterns. It created patterns of easing your emotional pain in a certain way. And the easiest way to start working with it, the easiest way to start working through it is to express yourself, is to speak, is to sing, is to shout, is to allow yourself to connect and communicate with others. And yeah, do you
Mm-hmm.
want to add anything else?
Yeah, just exactly to underline the idea that, or with this pain, you are going exactly to try to get the most that you can, and when you see that you don't get all that, you feel abandoned.
Mm.
Or you have a lot of things, but if you don't have that, you refuse all the things. For this idea, because I think it's more complex to understand, because it's not so common as the first, I will give you an example. Imagine that I invite you for a party, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of food in there, okay? Different dishes, a lot of things. And even, for example, because you are Polish, imagine I even cooked something Polish.
Mm-hmm.
And you come to the party, you look at the table, and you tell me something like that. Ah, yes, you have this from Poland and you have that. But you know what? You don't have, there is not the dish that my grandma cooked very well. So
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer to don't eat nothing.
Yes.
Okay? So you have a lot of choices. There is a lot of offer for you. And you don't accept it. And actually there is something that can be a cue, because usually people that they have more this kind of functioning, usually they have here kind of pressure in the chest that goes
Mm-hmm.
inside. Okay, so it's not, even sometimes some people they have some kind of complexes with this mark in their body, but it's connected with that. That
Hmm,
is
interesting.
it's missing exactly what they didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So even affected the shape of your
Yeah.
body.
Physical development. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
powerful.
yeah.
Okay, so blessings to you all. Everything is here for us. Everything is here to teach us. Everything is here to make us stronger and more powerful and more connected with ourselves. To know and understand how beautiful and powerful beings we are. And so, whatever we are passing through, it is making us to focus on our strength and make us even better and even stronger in the qualities that we are working with. So, yes, you can be free and you can be accepted and included, and no one doesn't need to abandon you or let you alone or leave you alone.
Yes,
Because
embrace here. Usually, sometimes another advice, if you feel this pain, it works a lot that you put your hand in your stomach. Okay? Feel that comfort. It can help you.
mm, okay, so you put the hand on your stomach and you feel the touch, feel the comforting yourself by touching your stomach. Okay,
Yeah. Can be a
that's,
strategy also.
yeah,
Okay.
amazing. Okay, so blessings to you all. And if you would like some help with working through the fear of abandonment, you can easily contact us. I work with hypnotherapy. Hakiel works
I
with
work with different techniques, different
exactly,
therapies, so it depends on the situation.
exactly. So we are here to help. We are here to guide you. And you can also comment, send us a message, or ask about anything that you would like to hear us speaking about.
Yes,
And we bless you, we leave you be, and we invite you for the next episode next week, Monday.
at 5.
Blessings.
Blessings. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.